Alrighty guys, how's it going? Nurbo here. Hope everyone's having a good day. Lucy, how you doing, man? Yeah, I like clicked it and clicked it off real fast. I'm surprised that the message even went out that I went live because like I hit it and as soon as I hit it, I was like, wait, I didn't change my title. So I'm surprised that like it actually went out. But yeah, we are live now with a proper title and everything. Really quick, let's send out our card packs so I remember that at least. And we're gonna jump into news. I got a pizza in the oven, which should be fine. I just put it in there so I should have enough time to get through the news, and maybe during trailer time I'll go and grab it. But yeah, I'll be around. Just got you muted on stream to record for the pod. Yeah, all good, man. You have a good one. I hope you have a good show there. We are jumping right into the news. Like I said, I got a pizza in the oven, so don't want to waste too much time so it doesn't burn. And yeah, so let's do this. Right off the bat, we have some Linux stuff. There are quite a few people out there that do use Linux, believe it or not, and for good reason. So Linux kernel 6.14 is arriving, and it's bringing a bunch of new changes to make your computer more efficient and more securely than before. The most impactful feature of Linux kernel 6.14 is the addition of an NT synchronization primitive driver aimed to improve the performance of Windows games on Linux running through Wine. It's usually the biggest problem with Linux is that like everything's kind of Windows made, so they don't run as well most of the times. But Linux can run pretty much a lot of games, a lot of games without too much problem. Just doesn't usually not the most optimal way to run it, but yeah, this might change that. Many games saw improvement from a 50 to 150% improvement in frame rate, which is massive if you ask me. And Linux 6.14 includes a crop of changes delivering speed buffs for various other areas outside of gaming. I didn't really list them all. There are many. But one of the more impactful ones is the new FS Notify event, which allows the kernel to notify user space before file contents are accessed, then waiting for a reply before proceeding. Essentially, it's like setting up ready to send out your files rather than waiting for you to do things. It's already kind of like putting itself in position. Really cool stuff. Effectively enabling on-demand file content loading from slow storages. Intel graphics drivers will also get an ultra-high bitrate mode for display ports over Thunderbolt and Panther Lake platforms, paired with XE3 integrated graphics, which is pretty awesome considering that there's not a lot going into Intel chips. They're not even second in the market, so they don't get as much attention as they deserve. Although Intel chips can give you great performance for super cheap, there's kind of a reason why they're not number one or number two, and it has a lot to do with most of them are not very backwards compatible, so a lot of older games struggle to run on those chips. But other than that, like you're playing like brand new released games, they're phenomenal for that high graphic gaming. But unfortunately, the Panther Lake chips aren't due to release till 2026. So this thing's already setting up for next year, essentially. AMD cards will also receive the new AMD XDNA driver for AMD NPUs, the neural processing unit integrated into new and upcoming AMD chips. Essentially, if you guys remember my news reporting on AMD's newest line of cards, the 9000 series, they now have something called a neural.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
Will do. They now have a neural processing unit, which is the AI thing for the FSR. So yeah, that's essentially what that's getting also put into it. So that's awesome. So yeah, Linux users out there have something to look forward to. Who knows? This might be the era where Linux becomes Fitly, I'm blue. Thank you so much for the gift, Blue. Appreciate that to Fently. um, but yeah, this might be the era that Linux finally starts maybe becoming a bit more used in the gaming sphere. Who knows? Be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Why the flip does it say -3? I just saw that. I don't know why. I do believe that puts me 3 away, but I don't know why that says -3. Twitch is twitching, apparently. Because I think I check all that stuff every day because I do reset the bit goal because it's my way of keeping track of when I have to do a gift sub. And I do keep track of all that stuff, the goals. And I know that I think I was at 16, so that puts me at 17. So I don't know why that says -3. I really don't know. That's Twitch is twitching, man. Twitch is twitching. Moving on, we have the next thing. I gotta move this along or my pizza's gonna burn. PlayStation Plus monthly games for April. As all playable as of April 1st. We have it might not tell me. Oh, well, maybe it will. Okay. RoboCop Rogue City. Actually heard really good things about this, so check that out. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a weird one, because I could have sworn they shut down the servers to this, but I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory. Never played this one. Sounds pretty cool. Digimon games are usually really good. Then you'll have your last chance till March 31st to play Dragon Age Field Guard, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. Yeah. Cat cam. Hashtag cat scam. What do you mean cat scam? I didn't scam nobody. This is Twitch. That's all Twitch. Not me.
ルビーちゃん、はーい、何が好き？チョコミントよりもあなた。
Okay. Oh, did I make a mistake here? I think I forgot to. Yeah, looks like I missed one. I forgot to bookmark one of my articles. Power Wash Simulator recently reached an amazing... This has nothing to do with Ubisoft, so ignore what's on the page right now. But Power Wash Simulator recently reached an amazing 17 million players across all platforms. Congratulations to Future Lab. 2 more free content drops are coming down the line for Power Wash Simulator, called the Muckingham Files 5 and the Muckingham Files 6. So if you have Power Wash Simulator, look forward to that. And these will be released in the next few months. Power Wash Simulator 2 is also still reportedly being developed. So, yeah, good stuff coming from them. Really great for them to hit 17 million. That's probably one of the highest sale numbers for a simulator type game, I would say. Like, that's pretty impressive, I think. Following that news, we now go to what's on the screen, and that is Ubisoft. Ubisoft Entertainment, the French video game company, announced on Thursday that it is forming a subsidiary with an enterprise value of approximately $4.3 billion. This new entity will include popular game franchises such as Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Chinese multinational conglomerate Tencent Holding is set to invest 1.16 billion euros for a 25% stake in this new formed subsidiary in exchange for royalties. The new entity will hold licenses for the intellectual properties of the games, and the new subsidiary will not only include the teams working on the mentioned titles, but will also manage the back catalog and any forthcoming games under development. I mean, this is good for them because they just basically got an influx of money because of this subsidiary. This is also kind of scummy because it seems what they're doing is they're separating the IP licenses and the teams that work on these IPs away from the publisher. And at the same time, the two people, well, they're mentioning mostly the Tencent right now, but the Gaumont brothers are also kind of involved in this. are kind of like the heaviest investors in this subsidiary, and that bodes really bad for all the accusations that were put against them because they're basically being criticized that they were trying to take over the company. And this kind of is like the same thing. So weird. This could essentially save Ubisoft because they're essentially getting tons of money now. But this is kind of crazy what they're doing here. Like this kind of just, if anything, this concretes what the AJ something, I forget the name of the investors that were calling them out on trying to do a hostile takeover. This kind of concretes what they're saying, man. Like this is not the smoothest move that they've done here. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. Following that news, we got WB. Warner Brothers are in the news once again. They just can't stay out. Apparently, Warner Bros. Discovery Inc. canceled a planned expansion for its popular Hogwarts title as part of its ongoing restructuring at the entertainment company's video game unit. According to people familiar with the expansion, which would have added new storylines to the original game, had been planned to release it alongside its definitive edition later this year. With all of the content, the plans weren't publicly announced, but were reported last year by Bloomberg. A spokesperson for Warner Bros. Declined to comment. Hogwarts Legacy is a prequel to the Harry Potter books and allows players to create their own wizards. Has sold more than 34 million copies, making it one of the best-selling games of all time. A sequel is still in development at Salt Lake City, so there is a sequel on its way. And Utah-based Avalanche Software, which were the original subsidiary who developed the first game. So, same people are still working on a second game now. So, yeah. Okay. Not all bad news, I guess, but still kind of poopy news at the end of the day. Next up, we have over 3 million players have jumped into Assassin's Creed Shadows, making it the second highest day one sales revenue of Assassin's Creed franchise history. That's kind of big too, because Ubisoft really needed that win as well, and looks like they got it. So yeah, there you go. Congrats to Ubisoft on that one. Following that news, we have some Amazon stuff. Amazon Luna, to be exact, has reached a multi-year agreement with leading publishers, Electronic Arts. For any guys that don't know what that is the online gaming thing, that Amazon has. Basically to bring its fan favorite games to Luna from Electronic Arts. Starting today, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Dead Space are available on Luna Plus subscribers, with more games coming soon. Amazon Luna is available to all players in Sweden, Portugal, Belgium, and Luxembourg, granting instant access to a library of more than 300 games on a broad variety of devices, with no expensive gaming hardware or lengthy downloads required, making it now available in 14 countries worldwide, wherever Luna is available. Amazon Prime members gain ongoing access to Fortnite, Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, Trackmania, and a rotating monthly selection of games on Luna at no additional cost. Until March 31st, Prime members can play WRC Generations, Overcooked 2, Spittling, don't know that game, the Jackbox Party Pack 3, Strange Horticulture, and with new titles coming in April. In addition, the Luna controller is now available in Sweden, Belgium, and Luxembourg for an introductory price of €44.99, and will be available in Portugal later this year. So, yeah, if you guys don't know what that is essentially GeForce Now. What is it? Is it xCloud? I forget what it is. It's one of those you just play on any device type of thing. Just log in and play. You don't have the game on your actual device. It's one of those. It's cloud gaming. So, yeah, looks like they're expanding. And well, good for them. I'd like to see where they go with that. A lot of people who have Amazon Prime, like I'm one of those people, don't even take advantage of the fact that we have this. But yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, you might have some. You have access to this essentially. So yeah. And then our last bit of news is an interesting one. Some of you might be affected, some of you might not. I hope that most of you are not, because it's a weird issue. Helldivers 2 has suddenly become unplayable for some PC players on older systems due to new hardware requirements not supported by aging CPUs. While the minimum PC specs on the Steam page have not changed, the game now requires an AVX2 support to run, thanks to a recent optimization update. Many players have been running the game on systems without AVX2 support, and as a result are now locked out of the game. AVX2, or Advanced Vector Extension, is what that is. Essentially allows for the faster and more efficient CPU usage, and was first supported by Intel in 2013. So essentially, if you have a CPU that's older than 2013, you might have this problem. It means that CPUs released prior to this won't have the AVX2, and therefore will no longer be able to run Helldivers 2. In the Discord community manager Baskinator wrote, regarding the AVX2 issue, we are currently working on a fix for this. Thank you for being patient, and I apologize for the struggles you have had in the meantime. It is unclear when the fix will be completed, though, but they are aware of it, and they are working on it. And this team is pretty good. I don't think it'll be long before they put out a fix. And hopefully it's a very, very small number of people affected. Apparently it's enough to get attention, but hopefully not enough to really ruin the fun of the game. So, yeah. Here's hoping that gets resolved very, very soon. And with that, we are done with the news part of our news and trailer section. We're going to go ahead and jump into some trailers. While I do that, I'm going to run and grab my pizza before it burns, which it probably already is. This first game is a game called Altair Yumiya, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Lands. Be right back.
錬金術の力見せてあげる。私のとっておき。
余計なことは考える。自分の立場をよくわきまえて行動するんだ。
自分の欲を満たすためだけに力を使ってふざけるな。
私は錬金術をあんな使い方しない。やっぱり私悪いことをしてるのかな。
It was just starting to get a little
君が
toasty.
道を見失っても僕らが道を示そう。
もう何からも目を背けない。どんなことも知らなきゃ何も始まらない。私たちは前に進む。私自身が
I've never played this franchise, but I dig JRPGs, so like, I'm into it. I try it out. It looks good. All right. Next up is a game, as some of you are going to be interested in, called Pokemon Champions. God, remember those days? Who remembers these days? Bro's sweating. These were the days before air conditioning, when people only had fans. I think he just got fire blasted. I'm so old and out of date with Pokemon. I don't recognize any of those. There you go. In development for the Switch and iOS and Android. Yeah. It's on everything now. Everything. Following that news, I forgot to send the trailer for the Legends Z to A. I don't know if you saw that. Well, the next game is Pokemon Legends Z to A. Yeah, it sounded good. Game Freak. God, they've been making games for so long. It's crazy how long they've been making Pokemon games. I'll admit, this looks very pretty. Like, I like that way it looks. I like that, like, it looks like you're going around town. You know, I'm really digging that the fact that this is just not like barren, flat plains. I just hope they can make this run on a Switch. Should have no problem running on a Switch too, but I hope it can run on a Switch. Fancy little title. We got a bit more, so. Is that a cell phone Pokemon? Is that a thing too? Or is that just... Is there a cell phone shaped Pokemon? Next game is a game I want to see a lot more of in the future. I have not seen another trailer on this game since this one trailer, and it looks pretty awesome. The game is La Chimera.
Haven't been out here in a long time. Jesus, you're too young to remember Activation D. And let me tell you that fancy haircuts and TV ads is not the life of a PMC.
Senor La Vega's group, welcome.
Even if we don't have an invasion, let me show you a revolution!
It's like very fast-paced gunplay. Reminds me a lot of, which I really want another one, of Crisis. I really want another Crisis. I want to replay Crisis, to be honest. Like, Crisis is so good.
What the hell is happening?
Hush! Don't you fucking move.
La Chimera. It's even got like the aesthetics of Crisis. Looks so good. I have not seen another trailer on that though since that one, which was weeks ago. Next game, we have the cooks at 2 Point Studios cooking up another 2 Point game, which looks pretty badass. Here is 2 Point Museum. For people who are 2 Point fans. I like saying 2 Point. I'll be back.
The world is full of wonder, mystery, and culture. But it's also big, and who has the time, eh? So, here at our museum, we grab that culture by the, foot and bring it right to you. Prehistory. Time before time knew what time it was. Here, we have a primitive computer. So ancient, so rudimentary, we think it could be at least 3 years old. And over to your left, you'll see a child climbing the... Oh my, no, perhaps to the right, where we have... Oh, good heavens! Look up! This can't be good. Ah, that's one of our experts returning now with an exciting new exhibit. Oh my, this one appears to be interactive. Those sound like screams of delight from our poltergeists in the ghost exhibit, where everyone is dead. Excited to meet you. Don't be alarmed, madam. I'm completely safe. And this soundproof door gives our experts the total silence they need as they handle this delicate spectral essence. Isn't that right, Steve? And there's also a brand new position open in maintenance. As a museum, tight security is a must. By covertly monitoring all suspected master criminals, we make sure that everything remains as safe as... Hold on a second, you there! Huh? That belongs in a bathroom! And that concludes our tour of our magnificent museum. Tell your friends, bring your family. After all, you can't spell museum without you and me.
That's a good trailer. That's a really good trailer. I love how entertaining these little 2 Point games are. Very fun. Next game is a game that also looks pretty awesome. This game is called Blades of Fire.
Steel was a gift from the gods. But these are dark times. The Queen's spell has turned steel to stone and left her army. Only you can wield the hammer of the gods and bend steel to your will. You have been chosen, Aram Delira. Only you can forge your legend.
What could you possibly say? You're here to kill me.
Just devoured that pizza real fast. Also, yeah, banged your pinky. Yeah, we heard it from here, Chaos. So, yeah, that looked pretty good. There was a new trailer put out today, too. Basically just shows a bit more gameplay. Let's see here. Next up is a game called, which is a little bit more on the cozier side, game called Islanders of New Shores. While that plays, I'm gonna get another slice. I read it as banged a pickle. Imagine. Okay, that would make sense. PlayStation. Alright. Oh, gotta get rid of the cheap viewers. There we go. Next up, we got quite a few of these, and I plan to try to get as many of these done today as possible. Is a game called The Relic: First Guardian.
It's been so long. I never thought I'd see you awaken again. The world is nothing like the one we knew. The great relic was shattered, and from its remains, the void was born. The Brutals, those monsters, were created by the void's corruption. There's only one reason you've been brought back. You must gather the fragments of the great relic and seal the void. Without you, no one else can accomplish this. After all, you were the first guardian.
Yeah, the voiceover is kind of meh, but the gameplay looked really cool. Probably just a placeholder. I'm actually now rethinking of a better way to start doing a lot of these trailers. I tend to repeat a lot of trailers because I see so much and I forget which ones I have already. But I think I have a better idea going forward in the future that should help me cut down some of this backlog here I have on trailers. Next game, as I rant, is the Demon Slayer 2, the Hinokami Chronicles.
You're pretty good.
Well, this is turning out to be harder than I thought.
We've killed off anyone who's ever crossed us. Anyone who's ever slighted us. We're going to slash through your gullets. Just like we did to all who came before you. This is nothing. I still got a lot of fight in me.
Quit messing around and
Oh boy, the amount of doors I've chopped in AC Shadows is unreal. Then you're right at home with this game.
Keep fighting. Don't stop until he's beheaded. I've been training for this moment. Burn. 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 Set your heart.
I'm not gonna lie, this was a really good arc for Demon Slayer. One of my favorite arcs, honestly. So good. Next up is a trailer called Absolium. I think I'm saying that right. Man, that buffalo sauce that I got is so good. Spicy. It's like a honey buffalo sauce. Really delicious. Very spicy. I need to like put it in a bottle so I can like pour less of it at a time. Looks cool. Gameplay trailer this spring. I mean, that kind of was gameplay though. Next up is a game called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. Apparently it's making a comeback. I don't know about you guys, but I was more of a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 on the 64. I think I played a little bit of the second one, but I never got really crazy with, like, involved with 3 and 4. They basically recreated all the levels.
Attention passengers, face planting the tile is strictly prohibited.
Yeah, there you go. There is, I think, a pre-order bonus on that where, like, you get Doom Guy, which is interesting. Following that one, we have a game called The Grimoire Groves.
Welcome to Grimoire Groves, a magical adventure about growing
A
plants.
little bit more on the cozy side.
In a nutshell, Grimoire Groves is a cute, colorful and uplifting roguelite dungeon crawler. The community has described it as Animal Crossing meets Hades, as you are exploring a procedurally generated forest to grow cute plant creatures and to find new friends, all while managing your energy. But before I get ahead of myself, let's start at the beginning. You play as the energetic witch apprentice Primrose, who just moved to the Grimar Groves to start her witch apprenticeship. Your mentor Lavender tasks you with various witchy quests, such as learning new spells and cleaning up her garden. That might sound like a chore, but it is very important witch work, and also a lot of fun, even for impatient Primrose. After all, it's not just any old garden, but a magical garden. To do all your witchy tasks, you will need crafting materials, which you can gather in the forest. The Grimar Groves are a magical, ever-changing forest that will be different every time you explore it. There are 4 unique regions to discover, each with their own inhabitants and plants. And speaking of plants, this is where you can get your crafting materials. As a witch, you can use your magic to feed all sorts of little plant creatures and to let them grow. Once they are fully grown, you can use their fruits to craft new spells, magical trinkets, and tasty treats. You can even find seeds to grow and unlock new plant creatures, because each plant seed you plant and grow in your garden will also allow that plant to spawn in the forest. So just as I promised, the garden is very magical. You can also grow mushrooms in your very own mushroom spell tree, rebuild the 4 elemental shrines, and place trinkets you craft at the shrines to boost your magical powers. So in a way, your garden is the representation of your witch abilities, and the more you tend to it, the more ways you have to customize your magical powers. That about covers the roguelite aspect of the game. But what about the friendships and the mythical creatures? Well, the Grimar Groves are not just inhabited by cute plants, but also by over a dozen quirky and unique mythical creatures. You can meet them as they hang out at their favorite spots or are looking for new places to stay. Each forest resident has their own personality and story, places they like to visit, as well as fruits that they like or dislike. Together, you can solve quests, build a house for them, and bake tasty treats that will boost your abilities on your current run. As you can see, there are many things to do as a young witch apprentice in the Grimar Groves. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey into the Grimar Groves now!
There you go. Yeah, very interesting. A twist on a roguelike. Next up is a game called Mad Television Tycoon. King Gorilla. I'm curious how this game works with multiplayer. Oh, honestly. Does like each person have their own network, I guess? And compete with each other? Very interesting. Next up, we have a game that is a sequel. This is the Sinking City 2. I want to say Cooch tried to play the first one. It didn't really like click with him.
Access to all external areas is restricted. For your protection, please avoid contact with anybody that may appear abnormal. Your safety in this new world is our absolute priority.
Alright. Next trailer. I feel like that one might click better with Cooch. It's a bit more quicker to the action. Next up, apparently staying with the theme, is a game called Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss.
Good evening, Noah. Having trouble sleeping again? Your cortisol levels are elevated. Something's interfering in your brain, detecting temporal anomaly. Processing environmental data. Memory patterns are realigning.
Thanks for the follow, Aquatic Natural. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good time here.
Noah, stabilize your breathing rate.
This is gonna be one trippy ass psychological horror.
Vital signs critical. Stay with me, Noah. Noah, the knowledge, it's beautiful. Good evening, Noah.
And it was all a dream. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Total Recall? No. Definitely not Total Recall. Alright, I think that will be our last one for today. Did we get far? Wish we got further, actually, but that's okay. Got a good amount of them there. We will be jumping into some Destiny 2 and joining up to start getting our rate going on. Not sure what we're going to do yet, honestly. Alright, let's see who's there already.